The holidays are here, and we're giving you 4 easy holiday desserts that you can make for your friends and family. Let's start with the super easy pecan pie cheesecake with caramel drizzle. 3 blocks of softened cream cheese. Beat it till it's smooth. Take about a cup of sugar, put it back on. Take a half a lemon, juice it through a strainer so you can catch any seeds. Put it back on. I like to add a little Chinese ginger to mine, just a little bit. Vanilla extract. Before you add the eggs in there, go ahead and give it a taste to make sure and see if you need to adjust anything. Use just a little bit more sugar. When I say a little bit, I mean a little bit more than a little bit. Mix that back together. I like to add just a little bit of flour. It's just something I've always done. It just makes sure that it solidifies and comes together like that. It just always works, darn it. Take 3 large eggs. Actually, we're only gonna do 2. I found a new use for my leftover cereal. We're gonna make this into a crust. Break out the food processor. Melted butter. Pour that over in there. Mix this together until we get the consistency that we want. A little more butter. It's gonna seem kind of crumbly, but when you squeeze it, it'll come together like that. You see that? That's what we're looking for. Take a spring-form pan. If you don't have a spring-form pan, you can use a regular one, but it's just gonna be a lot more difficult to get it out. Spring-form pan is so much more easier for a cheesecake. You wanna get it really nice and lubed up, therefore it comes out easily. Take some of these crumbs. What we're gonna do is just move this around. Press it to the bottom of the pan. Make sure you don't have any, you see that right there? We're gonna make sure none of that is showing. We're gonna put this in the oven for about 5 minutes just to let it bake, and that's gonna help it set. While the graham cracker crust is in there, let's make the pecan pie filling. Half a stick of butter. Got your butter melted. We're gonna add a half a cup of brown sugar, light brown sugar. Stir that together. Then we're gonna add some sugar. That mixed in. Take a full cup of Cairo corn syrup. I'm using the off-brand. Get that in there. I like to add a little cinnamon to mine. A couple large eggs. Add some handfuls of chopped pecans up in here. Fold that in there. Put that to the side. Now, let's get our cheesecake mixture in there like that. I'm just gonna kind of go like this just to get it even. We're gonna take this pecan pie filling and we're just gonna spoon it over it. Put this into the oven. Next, let's make a red velvet cheesecake with a carrot cake donut crust. First thing you got is just a boxed red velvet mix. So I've already put everything in a bowl, and what we're doing right now is just mixing that together. You got everything in a bowl. Got the cakes in the cake tin right there. Carrot cake donuts right there. Put them in a food processor. You're going to blend those up until they become like a really nice coarse crumble, like this right here. Take some salted butter. Melt that down. You only need a half a stick for a bag of these donuts. Just get in there with your hands. All right, just get in there with your hands. Mix that together. You want to mix until you get like a ball, so we can squeeze it and it sticks together like this. All right. So now I've already got this pan sprayed down. You're gonna dump your carrot cake crumbled up into there. So you see it's already pressed to the bottom right there. So the cakes are done. And what we're doing is pull them out, put them on a cooling rack so they can cool. Take 4 blocks of plain cream cheese. Use some vanilla extract. Put everything in a bowl, your butter. Make sure the butter is softened. I'll put 1.5 cups of sugar. You're gonna put maybe 1/3 teaspoon of ground ginger, and then another 1/3 of your vanilla right there. Now you're gonna take a nice hefty tablespoon of sour cream, put that in there, and you're gonna whip that all together until it's nice and smooth, just looking like that. So now you're gonna put that on the bottom. Now you're gonna put 1 layer of cake down there. You're gonna just smash it so it smashes all that cream down to the bottom. And then you're gonna take more of the cream cheesecake, put it on top, spread it around evenly all the way to the edges. You see how we're doing it right there. Now you got that right there. We're gonna take some whipped cream topping, put that on the top. You're gonna spread that out evenly. The crumbs from the bottom of the red velvet cake, you're gonna take those, break them up, and we're gonna spread those all evenly on top of your whipped cream mixture. Just put it all on top of the cake and make it look good. Spread it nice and even. Get a nice little even coat like that. Look at that right there. Carrot cake, donut crust, red velvet, cheesecake, no bake. Look at that right there. This is a super easy tiramisu using powdered donuts. Got the International Delight iced coffee, but you can use any iced coffee that you want. Got some bacon cocoa, got some vanilla pudding, and some mini powdered donuts. Forget the whipped topping. And then now what you're gonna do is take that coffee, pour it in a container, because now we're gonna take these powdered donuts and we're gonna put them in there. Nice little coffee bath. Poke some holes in it so it can soak in there really nice and good. Now we're gonna take them and flip them suckers over so you can get evenly soaked. Take them, layer the bottom of your dish all around. Now we're gonna take that pudding mix, put it into a bowl. Instead of milk, use that coffee, put that in there, blend it until it becomes this nice, thick consistency. Take your whipped cream, put that in there, you're gonna fold it in. You're not gonna beat it, you're gonna fold it. Take your cream, put it on there until it's even like that. We're gonna layer it. Another layer of donuts, another layer of cream going on top. Then we're gonna take some baking cocoa, sip that sucker on top, make it nice and pretty, and look at this right here, y'all. Easy peasy, nothing but breezy. Let's take a look at how this looks. Oh my God. Be sure to hit that like and follow. It's time to make this super delicious sweet potato pie with a buttercrumb topping. Butter, pie crust. Then we got the yams. We got some sugar right here, some cinnamon. We're gonna use a little bit of cinnamon toast crunch cinnamon dust and some nutmeg. Got the brown sugar, eggs to bind that together. You need some flour. Make sure the sweet potatoes are the same size so they bake evenly. We're not boiling them, we're putting them in the oven because it makes them that much more sweet and that much more candy-y. We're gonna par bake the pie shell. Take a fork, and we're gonna poke some holes in this, and that's just so that the pie dough does not expand. Now let's make the buttercrumb topping. Get some flour in the bowl, add some sugar, add some nutmeg to the mix, invite that to the party. Gotta have some of the cinnamon dust, that's coming to the after party. And then we need some cinnamon in them. Light brown sugar. Now we're gonna mix all these dry ingredients together. Then we're gonna sift all this dry ingredients in the strain and the sifter. Just so you see all these little bits right there, we don't want those little bits. Those are little hard crystallized sugar and stuff. We don't want none of that in there. A couple of tablespoons of melted butter. You can use margarine if you want, or you can use vegan butter, whichever works best for you. Mix it with your hands until you get this texture right here. So let's take these potatoes out the oven. When you see all that good syrup dripping out, that ain't nothing but sugar. That's how you know it's ready. And we gotta let them cool before we peel them because you will be playing hot potato for real. So let's go ahead and take this pie crust out the oven. So now we're gonna get these potatoes peeled. Mix that together until it's smooth. Add the butter, but we're gonna cut the butter up in there, therefore, because it's gonna melt in the potatoes. Sugar, brown sugar in there, cinnamon, nutmeg, just a little bit of salt. Now let's blend it all together until it's smooth. And if you notice, you don't see any strings. I'm not sure why, but when you bake the potatoes, you don't get that stringy effect. We gotta add a few eggs to these sweet potatoes. Gotta put the eggs in there. It's gonna bring it and bind it together. Now let's go ahead and get the filling in the pie shell. Put this in the oven and we're gonna bake this.
A few moments later.
What I did not show you is that halfway when the pie is done, or when it's almost done, you're gonna take the buttercrumb topping, spread it evenly on top and put the pie back in the oven so it can cook. Merry Christmas, mother.